の姿、あの輝き、あれこそが完全なる身勝手の悟空。
Here we are talking about the Ultra Instinct that Goku achieved on the Tournament of Power from Dragon Ball Super. As we all know, the new movie is going to be a continuity of the series and they are going to pick up from where they left off. But now the interesting part is Ultra Instinct actually going to make an appearance? And for that I do think that we have the answer, and the answer is yes. UI is one of the most fascinating things that Toriyama has ever created, if not the most, and it is actually well loved inside the Dragon Ball fandom. Because they have already said that this movie is going to have fan service inside, just like with Broly and things of that nature. It's not really stupid to think that Toriyama is actually going to implement something that it is fan service, but it is actually very enjoyable and makes sense, as well as developing. As we all know, Toriyama didn't really write the Dragon Ball Super episodes, as he just handed the manuscripts on which the toy writers had to actually develop it. But saying that toy writers actually handled Ultra Instinct bad is wrong. They handled it very well, and all the three appearances were very epic, and the transformation itself really had an impact within the show itself, and it is even mentioned on the last episode before Dragon Ball Super ends. But there we see that Goku doesn't really know how to actually trigger it or how to even use it, which could lead up to the new movie actually developing. Of course, here we are asking for a bit too much from Akira Toriyama, since he has to go on deep on many things, and Ultra Instinct might not actually even be a priority. So we might see two things. Goku actually trains with Whis and is able to grasp Ultra Instinct and actually understand it a little bit better, while Whis explains it to him and as well as the fans outside. Or maybe just Broly is that strong that actually triggers Ultra Instinct out of Goku. Up until now we have seen only two trigger that out of him, them being Jiren and Kefla. So this is a great part, and actually something that makes sense. When Goku cannot overpower his opponent, Ultra Instinct is going to show up to actually give him something. Does that mean that Ultra Instinct could be finishing the fight? No, he didn't finish Jiren, and the same thing could be happening here. Because if we think about it, what about Gojira? Because yeah, Fusion Reborn. Well, you can have both of them. And I do know and I do understand that this is too much, and I really hope that something like this doesn't happen, just stick with one. But I do believe that Toriyama can have both of them on the same movie. Ultra Instinct first triggers, it doesn't work, so they have to actually rely on Fusion to beat Broly. Everything on here is of course just a theory, just an idea of what might happen, because whatever somebody tells you, none of these guys have seen the movie, have seen the script, except from things that they want us to know with the spoilers that we'll be getting on the future. But for the moment, just for the moment, everything that we know is Goku versus Broly, Vegeta versus Broly, and Frieza versus Broly. That is everything that we know at the moment, and everything else regarding Broly's backstory, Broly's power, Goku's power, or whatever is just a theory, and don't let anybody actually tell you something differently, because that doesn't really make sense. None of us have seen the movie, and we are just here theorizing on what is going to happen. But now, going back to the main point, Ultra Instinct. Akira Toriyama clearly thought it through, and we all know how much knowledge Toriyama actually has on the martial art. If we think about it, can Toriyama actually move the story without it? Definitely. Just have SS Blue, as we know that it is going to appear alongside Super Saiyan God, and most likely the original Super Saiyan forms, which is expected because Goku will never go all out since the start, and the same goes for Vegeta. We will see them transform. So can Ultra Instinct finish the job? Definitely. It can definitely finish off Broly and actually have a direct impact, because it didn't really have on the latest on the fight versus Jiren, despite it finishing Kefla. But here Ultra Instinct can give the final blow, but the problem with Ultra Instinct is that Goku is not able to maintain it for too long because it gives him a huge toll for his body. He cannot contain that form for more than 50 seconds, something of that nature, given to what is happening on this show and not actually for us, because for us it can go on episodes after episodes, but inside the show it is just a few seconds. This is how it works, and from what we have seen, Goku should be able to maintain it for maximum 1 minute, and that's it. It is very huge for his body, but we see on the trailer that he really wants to train with Whis and actually says that Tournament of Power gave him a lesson that he should get stronger. So that tells me that this guy wants to realize what that power was and how could he hold it up for longer, because as we all know, Goku has not mastered Ultra Instinct. I know that people are calling it Mastered Ultra Instinct, but no, the white hair, silver hair form is just full powered Ultra Instinct, if that makes sense, or it is just the original state of Ultra Instinct. Goku managed actually unlock Ultra Instinct, but he's not able to control it and neither master it, and calling it mastered is actually wrong. So Ultra Instinct on the new movie, my idea is that it is going to be appearing alongside some of other forms, but those things are for different videos, because of course if I want to talk about everything about the movie, this video could be like 30 minutes long, and I don't want to have that. Maybe if we ever do a live stream, yeah, we can go more in depth about it and you guys could join in. But for this video, I just wanted to focus on Ultra Instinct, and that's it. Akira Toriyama, just to add more to this, Akira Toriyama is actually well known for putting his old things on the newer ones. He likes to actually recycle things, and Ultra Instinct might just be one of them, alongside the video that will be coming out or has already come out, because we are talking here about Toriyama, and this guy is not at his peak, despite him saying that he has worked more than ever in any Dragon Ball related thing. That doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be better than any Dragon Ball related thing, because we have to keep in mind his age and everything around it, and him being forced to actually fan service, to actually put things for the fans in order to increase the viewership and earn Toei and himself more money. But that doesn't mean that Toriyama cannot pull it off. If Ultra Instinct is handled well, I wouldn't mind even the way how it was handled on the show itself. I'm completely fine with it, because it's a new power, and maybe Toriyama can go a bit deeper with that, and it doesn't have to be like the whole movie about it and them explaining everything about it, but maybe they could give us just like a short scene with Whis actually explaining to Goku and Vegeta what UI is, and maybe how even Goku unlocked it, because we know that Goku broke through his shell, which resulted on him achieving Ultra Instinct Omen on first place, before he actually started to understand a little bit what it is and actually trust in his body and mind more to work on its instincts. So that is all what I can say for the moment. Is Ultra Instinct going to appear on the new movie? I say yes. If you think like that, please let me know in the comments down below, as well as subscribe with notifications enabled if you don't want to miss out in any further content. And as for now guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.